name is Bello, and I'm a sports photographer for Getty Images. I think what inspires me to be a good sports photographer is looking at other people's work. I mean, there are a ton of photographers before me and with me now and that'll come after me that I want to be able to keep up with and be like. Some of the most challenging things in being a sports photographer is getting to the event. I mean, sometimes it takes me hours to get through traffic. There's also a lot of prep work involved depending on what sport you're photographing. 1 minute I could be on top of a mountain photographing downhill ski racing. Another event I could be underwater setting up an underwater camera for an Olympic pool. So it just really depends on what sport I'm doing, but there's always a lot of physical involved, and it's a very physical thing to be a sports photographer. So you got to be ready to carry a lot of stuff, and we're talking like 50, 60 pounds of gear sometimes. The first professional sport I photographed was probably boxing. The feeling I got from working a professional fight was like nothing else. You're right up close, and there aren't too many sports where you can get so close to a sport like that. In order to capture the moment, to get a good sports photograph, there's a couple of things that go into play. You've got to kind of know the sport that you're photographing, first of all, and anticipation's part of the game. A little bit of luck you throw in there. In my mind, I have 3 simple things that I keep in the back of my head. Clean background, been very aware where the light's coming from, my light source, and how I want to compose the picture, and that's where I place myself. Being where there's good light, good action, lots of colors, and a lot of shadows to work with. And as a sports photographer, there is a wide array of lenses that I use, and I mean the 3 main ones that I have with me is it's a long lens, it's 200 to 400 to get myself closer to the action. I have a wide angle lens for things that are right in front of me, and then I have a medium lens, 70 to 200. And that's what I walk around with most of the time. I mean, but at any given moment I could be using a mega lens or a fisheye or something like that if the job calls for it. I travel a lot, I work a lot, I work strange hours, I work days at a time, weeks at a time away from home. So it's tough sometimes with my family, and when I'm home, and I try to spend as much time as I can with my wife and my kids. I brought my daughter out here today, as a matter of fact, to work with me. She loves horses, and it's a nice way to bond with her. Jeez, that's pretty good. For anyone out there interested in becoming a sports photographer, just so you know, it's a lot of sacrifice. The money's not great at first. It takes years, and it takes a lot of dedication. It takes a lot of everything, a lot of money, a lot of time invested. Photographing sports requires a lot of concentration, and you need to be ready because you never really know when that big moment's going to happen. Can't tell you anyone out there enough how much you'll learn by just doing it. You've got to keep at it every single day. You know, this just doesn't come to you. It's a learned profession. It's fun, it's satisfying. I enjoy it, but it's a ton of dedication and a ton of sacrifice.